Tread carefully amongst the green shoots. That's a general sentiment amongst hundreds of CEOs and economists at the Forbes Global CEO Conference held for the first time in Kuala Lumpur. Valerie Tan was there. She's back with the story to tell. Hey, what were the CEOs worried about?
Well, Has, 2011 is what they are worried about. Economists at the conference are not expecting growth in China and India to hit pre-crisis levels until the developed countries start growing at 2 to 2.5% per year. They also talk about governments pulling out before things get overheated. As in the case of emerging markets like China, an exit strategy should be planned when GDP growth hits 9%. And for China to keep growing and cut down its reliance on exports, it's back to the textbooks, as in doing more to raise income levels of the middle-class Chinese.
Right now, those companies are tending to keep the profits and reinvest them. But they could dividend them out to the government, and the government could cut taxes and, value-added taxes, whatever. And that would put more, essentially, disposable income in the hands of households.
But there was some corporate optimism on the sidelines of the conference coming from India's Tata Consultancy Services, whose shares rose over 150% to date and is projecting a 20% sales growth in home market India this year. Another Indian company, Biocon, which researches and makes anti-diabetic drugs, has been scaling upwards by 120% so far. It announced on Tuesday during an interview at the conference its oral insulin tablets are ready to hit the market in early 2011, first in India, then to Europe and America.
Our biggest, markets that we are focusing on in terms of market entry are Europe and US. And these markets will hopefully be accessible to us over the next 18 months to 2 years, because that's how long it takes to obtain market approval in these areas.
And with the new drug, Biocon hopes to take over half of India's diabetic medication market in the next 5 years from the current 15%. Back to you, Has.
She's one of the richest women in India. Thank you so much for that, Val.